Well, we're going to talk about coal, shift to coal now, if we possibly can. Another bill passed in the short session, phasing out coal power by 2030 in the state of Oregon. Too big a bill for this session, Mike?
Well, again, the threat of a ballot measure, ironically put on by the Democrat donors. So what ballot measure was that they were, oh my God, egads, we have to do something, was really based upon what their political agenda is and wasn't necessarily the threat. But they used that threat to say, look, we're going to push through a significant overhaul of our regulatory apparatus on utilities and the like. And, you know, I mean, the fact is, I want to cut carbon emissions. I don't know anyone who's celebrating carbon emissions. The bill wasn't, I think, was too much for the session. However, when it finally passed, there were some good things in it. It could have been a lot worse.
What do you think, Jennifer?
Well, I actually surprisingly disagree with Mike. That I think this bill was a well-worked bill where we had the largest utilities in the state, environmental organizations, the Citizens Utility Board, and the PUC, the Public Utility Commission, all working together to get Oregon off of coal energy, and that's something that Oregonians want. And that's where the ballot measure came from, is that Oregonians want our state to get off of coal power.
Yeah,
and this was a good compromise among all of the stakeholders that deal with this issue.
And you
Steve,
called this
we're not off coal
groundbreaking,
energy.
didn't you? Right. So, well, I'm going to come back to that and
We're
say
not
I want
off
to get
coal
Ginny
energy.
in.
We're off coal burning in Oregon.
Correct.
But we're still receiving energy from coal generation. It's just an electron that's coming down a wire generated out of Wyoming as opposed to Boardman. So her statement that we're off coal energy is not true.
Well, I'll get to Jenny. We'll come back, circle back around. I promise you this. You call this groundbreaking legislation. Tell me why, Jenny.
Yes, I think the process was groundbreaking, where you had the environmental community and the utilities come together on a plan to speed up our conversion from coal to clean energy. I think it was a major accomplishment of the legislature itself. It was a big bite in a short session, but again, we had a ballot measure looming that would have been far more, it would have been unworkable in the view of many people. And we can't afford, with the climate emergency that we have, we can't afford to go down the road of unworkable solutions. So again, it was the job of the legislature to deal with this issue, something the public desperately wanted to do, and to do it right.
Senator Kruse, you say this is going to end up costing taxpayers more in the long run.
It is. It's going to cost ratepayers. We know that. But let's get some basics on the table here. If we stopped all human activity in the state of Oregon today, the impact on the global climate would not be measurable. We know that. That is an absolute provable fact. But we talk about this deal. We have PG and PP&L, the two big dogs in this, are agreeing with the environmental community, and imagine that they're going to increase their profits. Who would have thought that would happen? This was a backroom deal in which the governor stifled the PUC from even commenting on it. So this was a backroom deal. This is crony capitalism at its worst.